Dear shareholders, good afternoon, and a warm welcome to the 7th Annual General Meeting of the members of the KFin Technologies Limited. Please note, for the smooth conduct of the meeting, all the shareholders by default will be placed on listen-only mode. The audio and video will be unmuted during the Q&A session for those shareholders who have registered themselves as a speaker. We have also provided the shareholders with the webcast facility for the live viewing of the proceedings of the meeting. Please note that, as per the statutory requirements, the proceedings of the meetings are being recorded and the transcript will be made available on the website of the company post conclusion of the meeting. Now, as we have the requisite quorum to conduct the meeting, I invite our chairperson, Mr. N.V. Nair, to initiate the proceeding. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, esteemed shareholders of the company. I extend a warm welcome to the 7th Annual General Meeting of the company. I'll briefly introduce the board members attending this AGM. On my left, we have Mr. Shrikant Nadella, our Managing Director and CEO. Directors attending virtually are Mr. Prashant Saran, Independent Director and Chairperson of the Stakeholders Relationship Committee. Mr. Kaushik Mazumdar, Independent Director and Chairperson of Audit Committee. Mr. Chengalath Jairam, Independent Director and Chairperson of the Nomination Remuneration Committee. Ms. Radha Rajappa, Independent Director. Mr. Shantanu Rastogi, Non-Executive Nominee Director. Mr. Alok Mishra, Non-Executive Nominee Director. Mr. Jaideep Hansraj, Non-Executive Nominee Director. Mr. Srinivas Pedra, Non-Executive Nominee Director, has expressed his inability to join the meeting due to his preoccupation. The members of the Management Committee, namely Mr. Vivek Narayan Mathur, Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Amit Murarka, Head of Investor Relations, Ms. Alpana Kundu, Company Secretary, are also attending this meeting. I'm informed that Mr. Amit Kumar Bajaj and Sri Kumar Tumuluri, representatives of the statutory auditors, Mr. Vasudeva Rao Devaki, representative of the secretarial auditor, and Mr. S.N. Vishwanathan, the scrutinizer, have also joined the meeting. I once again extend a warm welcome to everyone present in this AGM. I have been informed that necessary quorum for the meeting is present, and I call the meeting to order. I will now request Ms. Alpana to make announcements for the smooth conduct of the meeting. Alpana.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. This meeting is being conducted through video conferencing in accordance with the provisions of the Companies Act 2013 and the relevant circulars issued by Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. The proceedings of this annual general meeting are also being webcast live and can be viewed using the details provided in the notice of the annual general meeting. The annual report containing the board's report, corporate governance report, business responsibility and sustainability report, management discussion and analysis, the standalone and consolidated financial statements, along with the auditor's report, and the notice of this AGM has been sent to shareholders electronically at their registered email ID. With your permission, we will take them as read. As the statutory auditor's report on the financial statements of the company for the financial year 23-24 and the secretarial auditor's report for the financial year 23-24 do not have any qualification, observation, disclaimer, or adverse remark, the said reports are not required to be read out at the meeting in terms of the applicable provisions of the Companies Act 2013. In order to enable the shareholders to vote on the resolutions, we had provided e-voting facility through NSDL platform. The remote e-voting period commenced at 9 a.m. IST on Monday, 26th August 2024 and ended at 5 p.m. IST on Wednesday, 28 August 2024. The voting rights were reckoned on the shares held by the members as on cutoff date, that is Friday, 23rd August 2024. The e-voting facility is also available at the AGM, and the detailed instructions are provided in the notes to notice of annual general meeting. In case you have not exercised your voting right through the remote e-voting facility, You are requested to cast your vote during the AGM. Voting will remain open up to 15 minutes from the conclusion of the AGM. Since e-voting facility has been provided, there is no requirement to propose or second the resolution as well to vote by show of hand at the meeting. The company has appointed Mr. S.N. Viswanathan, Practicing Company Secretary, or failing him, Ms. Malati Kumar, Practicing Company Secretary, partners of Messrs. S.N. Ananta Subramanian and Company Secretaries as the scrutinizer to scrutinize the process of remote e-voting and e-voting during the annual general meeting in a fair and a transparent manner. The relevant documents required to be kept open at the AGM would remain open and accessible to any members of the company for inspection in electronic mode, if they so desire, until the conclusion of the meeting. Shareholders who wish to inspect these documents can write to us at investorrelations@kfintech.com. We will facilitate the inspection. I now invite our chairperson, Mr. M.V. Nair, to continue with the proceedings.
Dear shareholders, stakeholders, I am pleased to share with you KFin Tech's remarkable journey of financial year 2023-24. The collective wisdom of management and the board of directors and the trust and confidence of our customers and shareholders played a vital role in steering our journey of excellence. I would like to take a moment here to thank each one of them, as well as our talented team and board members who efficiently executed our defined strategy to deliver an exceptional all-round performance. Financial year 2023-24 proved to be an exciting year for the Indian economy and its market, which demonstrated remarkable resilience despite the headwinds from the global monetary tightening, particularly the US Fed rate hikes. Notwithstanding the concerns about the recessionary pressures in other developed economies, India became the fifth largest as well as the fastest growing economy globally, giving a strong impetus to the capital markets. As the largest investor solutions provider to mutual funds and the largest issuer solutions provider in India, KFin Tech continued to be a catalyst in accelerating the country's economic growth and steering it towards achieving Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of Vikasit Bharat. Our commitment to equitable value creation for all our stakeholders remains unwavering, and we shall continue to work towards maintaining our industry-leading growth and profitability. Building on our legacy, our strong foundations are the core around which we are continually building our edifice of unique and differentiated strengths. It's a matter of immense pride for us that we have the distinction today of being the only Indian entity in the capital market industry with the diversified businesses and innovative products and solutions across asset classes in India and overseas. These include products and solutions for equity and bond markets, mutual funds, alternate investment funds, portfolio and wealth management, national pension scheme, and private retirement schemes. Our strong domain expertise, innovative solutions, and presence across India as well as Southeast Asia gives us a distinctive advantage in the global fund services market. Our share of international and other investor solutions currently stands at 10.6% of our total revenue and is continually growing faster than the matured businesses of domestic investor solutions and issuer solutions. This year has also been an eventful year for KFin Tech as we won our first maiden fund administration contract in Thailand. First ever deal from one of the largest custodians in India for fund administration platform, and one of its kind deals from LIC Pension Fund for fund administration platform and digital infrastructure assets. We are continuously gaining market share as the second largest central record keeping agency of the National Pension Scheme in India and continue to grow at more than double the rate of the industry growth. Within the matured businesses too, we continue to grow faster than the industry and gain market share. Our domestic mutual fund investor solutions business has grown significantly on the back of strong growth in our client portfolio. Within our issuer solutions business too, we have posted strong sustainable growth and continue to consolidate our leadership position with gain in market share led by increase in the number of our corporate clients to over 6,000. We also won marquee clients under issuer solutions like State Bank of India, Union Bank of India, Castrol India, Varun Beverages, Devyani International Limited, and are confident of continuing our track record. Pursuing transformational growth. As you would recall, KFin Tech had strategically embarked on a positive transformation journey in financial year 2018-19, with a new and dynamic management team taking over the business under the guidance of highly experienced and independent board. I'm happy and excited to see the transformation yielding exceptional outcomes for the company. Our India business continues to see new client wins across our business segments. In the international market, we continue to win new clients across Malaysia, Hong Kong, Singapore, Thailand, and GIFT City. These wins demonstrate KFin Tech as a credible technology-enabled service provider. Our investments in technology and cybersecurity, human capital, and expansion into new geographies over the last few years have laid a strong foundation for KFin Tech to become a formidable global player in servicing global asset managers in the near future. Overall, the revenue of our international and other investor solutions business grew by 35.1% year-on-year during financial year 2023-24. The share of non-mutual fund revenue stood at 30% in FY 2024. This underscores the success of our focused efforts to drive diversified and inclusive growth, spanning diverse asset classes, geographies, and customer profiles. Our diversification focus has enabled us to create multiple revenue streams and mitigates business concentration risk. Investing in technology and innovation. As in the past, our investments in technological excellence and product innovation continue to be the key strategic engines driving our future growth. Financial year 2023-24 witnessed the implementation of several next-generation tech-led process developments and security measures to delight the customers who remain central to our value proposition. A significant part of our efforts and investments during the year went into the creation of differentiated value-added solutions to our clients, especially in the form of data lake, cloud computing, API infrastructure, and advanced analytics, mobility solutions, and entire technology stack. Our team is constantly at the helm of designing innovative solutions as we launched industry-first, fully integrated global fund administration platform, Exalt, trade compliance and reporting platform, Guardian, to comply with SEBI's insider trading regulations, comprehensive digital onboarding solutions for PMS, PWM clients, and many more. I'm glad to share that KFin Tech was honored by SEBI for developing and implementing the industry-first SEBI Analytics Platform, SAP, and Portal for Alerts, Reports, and Analytics for SEBI PARAS platforms, designed to empower India's apex financial regulator. Nurturing new acquisitions and deriving synergies. Our endeavors to transform the new acquisitions through continuous integration and extract synergistic value is helping us to add adjacencies, open new markets, and fuel growth across our business segments. We continue to see fast-paced growth in global fund administration business on the back of successful integration of Hexagram with KFin Tech. Acquisition of Weba Labs in 2023 has further strengthened our capability in building mobility solutions and other UI UX solutions for players in the BFSI sector and beyond. With India's alternate asset management industry at an inflection point and upsurging of the global alternate asset management industry, we find ourselves well positioned to seize the opportunity in this space through organic and as well as inorganic routes. Investing in sustainable development. While focusing on business growth, we have also made significant investments in promoting the ESG, environment, social, and governance aspects of our business in pursuance of our goal of growth with sustainability for all stakeholders. Our rankings on the key sustainability indices endorse the successful execution of these policies. Our 12th industry position out of 29 issuers, 71st universe position out of 1,112 issuers, as per the ESG rank assessment and insight report for the financial year ended 2023, bear testimony to our ESG commitment. Our corporate social responsibility initiatives are characterized by steadfast commitment to effecting profound societal change. We extend vital support to several tribal welfare schools and colleges in India by empowering students in shaping their careers through enriching tours and visits, merit-based scholarships, and essential financial aid for infrastructure development. We are proud to have been honored with the Bronze Stevie Award in the Innovative Achievement in Corporate Social Responsibility category in 2024 Asia Pacific Stevie Awards. As a responsible corporate, we shall continue to work towards further scaling up our sustainability development ethos in the coming years. Building upon strong governance, at KFin Tech, we continue to strengthen trust and credibility with our stakeholders by following the highest standards of corporate governance to deliver fairness, transparency, accountability, responsibility, and adequate disclosures of all material information. Our acts are governed by an independent, professional, highly experienced board of directors. The respective committees of the board met at regular intervals throughout the year to discuss various matters which are of critical importance to KFin Tech and its stakeholders. These committees have an independent oversight on the management performance and empower the board members to exercise strong governance and internal controls. Poised for bigger and better growth. As we surge ahead, we believe that the growth odyssey on which we have steadily progressed over the past years will continue to get stronger and bigger. We are confident that our track record of identifying value accretive acquisitions and integration will continue to help capitalize on the growth opportunities across our business segments in India as well as in the international markets. We aspire to make KFin Tech the first company from India to become globally relevant in the space of capital market infrastructure. We are extremely excited about the future and shall continue with our efforts to lead a sustainable growth. This, we believe, is important to ensure that our clients are best served in the industry, not just in India, but across the world. Besides growing our footprints across Southeast Asia, we accelerated our efforts towards rapid international expansion. We continue to explore new markets like Middle East and developed markets of the US and Europe in view of the strong growth opportunities they offer in the alternate asset management space for the global fund administrators. In this onward journey, we shall continue to focus on reinforcing the foundation of good governance and compliance, the keystones of our internal and external operations, and the enablers of our stakeholder approach. In conclusion, on this positive note, I would like to thank all the shareholders on behalf of the entire board for their sustained trust and confidence in the company. I would also like to express my gratitude to our customers, employees, and partners for supporting and partnering with us in our transformation journey. I would further like to thank the regulators, government, and the capital market participants and industry peers whose collaborative efforts are consistently powering the market growth. The board of directors and the management team of KFin Tech stand firm on its commitment to work closely with all the stakeholders to ensure continued long-term growth and value creation for all our stakeholders, including the communities around which we operate. I will now request our dynamic MD and CEO, Srikanth, to address the shareholders and make the presentation. Over to you, Srikanth.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Very good evening, and once again, a very warm welcome to the second annual general meeting of Tech. I thought it was a very opportune moment to explain to shareholders a little bit about our history before we dwell a little bit into our current as well as the future aspirations. The past year that had gone by had seen addition of significant number of shareholders who believed and continue to believe in the vision of KFin Technologies. Your company has been in existence for nearly 3.5 decades. What we are trying to do over the past 5 to 6 years is to re-envision, to reimagine, and to champion the cause of our North Star, which is to become truly the first of its kind global fund administrator from India. As you could see, the transformation started around 2018 when General Atlantic Partners bought out the stake, and since then, the organization has had 3 core philosophies. One of that was to technologically transform, put technology in front and center of everything. Second, to professionalize the entity, which marked from the start of creation of a professional board, followed by creation of a professional management. And the workforce that you see today is a testament in terms of fit for purpose, and the people with the requisite expertise doing their roles and helping the company grow significantly. The third of that was to identify growth areas. Whilst the organization has been there for about 36 years, we believe that we are poised for a significant growth ahead of us. And part of the growth strategy also involves looking at inorganic solutions. Whilst we will continue to grow in our core businesses of mutual funds and more specific geographically within India, we believe there are opportunities elsewhere in the world and to capitalize on the frugal engineering capabilities that India has to offer, combined with the 3.5 decade long domain expertise KFin Technologies has built during this period. With a few good movements. What has that resulted in the 3.5 decades of the organizational growth and significant spur that you've seen in the past half a decade? It has catapulted KFin Tech to become the largest registrar and transfer agent of India and amongst the top 5 in the world in terms of the number of folios we handle. For mutual funds, we are largest by the count of number of asset management companies. We continue to grow in that space, even as our AUM also has shown remarkable market share improvements over the period of time. Our win rates is something that is a testimonial in terms of the finesse that we are able to bring to the table, both in terms of technological improvisation as well as the business development finesse that we are doing. We have seen, as I said, market share expansion, both in the overall assets under management and on equity, which is more revenue accretive, so to speak. All of that has resulted in us securing nearly 50% market share in the form of number of folios that we service at this point in time. Now, KFin Tech, however, has started with issuer solutions as the first business back in the day, and we manage about 46% of market share in terms of NSE 500 listed companies. We are adding roughly about 700 odd companies every single year over the past 3 years, catapulting our numbers to over 6,000 as of 31st March. And in the quarter that had gone by, we have added another 350 to 400 odd clients. Now, together between mutual funds and corporate and the issuer solutions, as you could see, near about 260 million folios is being handled by KFin Tech, making technology to be the single biggest pivot by bringing both cost efficiencies and value to the investors, at the same time helping the organization grow both top line and the bottom line. Now, these two have been the traditional and the legacy businesses for KFin Technologies. That said, both the board and the management together felt that there was a need and an opportunity to diversify both for the risk mitigation purposes as well as taking up the challenge to grow the organization manifold as against a more typical, single-digit growth numbers to get to 20% plus growth numbers. And the three significant areas that we have started investing and expanding them were, one of that was international business. Second, all the other alternative asset classes, including that of wealth management. And third, a technology-driven revenue, even as we sit and manage near about 10 petabytes of data and transaction volumes growing every single day. We believe there is an absolutely amazing opportunity to make this organization pivot to be a data and a tech-first company. Next slide, please. It is also pertinent at this moment to explain to you in terms of how this organization is structured corporate-wise. KFin Technologies, whilst it is the main holding company, there are a series of subsidiaries that are created fit for purpose, specifically with the vision to grow the business that I have outlined a little while back. KFin Services, largely designed for services component of the businesses we're running, on business which are slightly different and tangential to the KFin Technologies. Our Gift City expansion has its own subsidiary. We today manage near about 60% of all the funds that are domiciled in the Gift City, even as our endeavor is to consolidate and domicile all of the international business that we do currently out of Hyderabad and Mumbai into the Gift City over a period of time. Our subsidiaries beyond borders, one in Bahrain and one in Malaysia, act as a hub and spoke for our international expansion in relation to the Middle East and to Southeast Asia, respectively. Our recent acquisitions of Mobile Technologies, as the Chairman Sir has alluded to, largely with a view to improve our technology prowesses, with a view to get more into front and center of B2C from the investor, from the distributor, from any other ecosystem, which services them as the end customer, so to speak, even as we continue to predominantly a B2B player. Our acquisition of Hexagram in 2021 has been significantly helping us expand our footprint and addressable market beyond the traditional RTA business. As we all know, KFin Tech largely is an RTA player. As a transfer agent, you take care of the investors. But as a fund accountant and as a fund administrator, it becomes our responsibility to take care of the asset side of any corporate as well. Together with these two services, with the overlay of digital and the technological services we're able to overlay, we are able to offer services under the construct of XaaS, which stands for Everything as a Service, with the very simple idea to be able to render any fund manager to be able to focus on the principal job they have, which is to generate alpha and return for their investor. If so, can KFin Tech be that company which can take care of everything else, leaving space for the fund manager to do a better job of investor wealth creation? It is also pertinent at this moment in time, I wanted to call out in terms of what truly drives our company beyond the goals of growth, the numbers, so on and so forth, is our unwavering commitment towards governance, ethics, compliance, and all of that to be having equal weightage as far as we are concerned, as it is to the growth. We have fiduciary responsibility in managing the work and the wealth of millions and millions of investors in India and across the globe at this moment in time. For us, the single most important item that we live by on a day-to-day basis from a management standpoint is our equal weightage and maybe even more given to the governance, ethics, and compliance. And to be known as the best partner for all our clients, that includes all the intermediary ecosystems, whilst accomplishing the goal of to be the most innovative fintech while set it has been our cornerstone since we went public, and we continue to live by these ideals every single day. The true translation of all of this English eventually will result in mathematics, and I will explain in a little while from now in terms of the financial performance of the organization. The board has already been introduced by our chairman, sir, and all of them are present here. And as you could see, they bring a wealth of knowledge and, more importantly, their unwavering support and mentoring of every one of the managerial personnel in this organization has been truly the guiding factor for the championing of the organization to return to a very high growth and a very profitable whilst at it. So the key focus areas for the year that had gone by, had been growth, efficiency, sustainability, and a paradigm shift on certain items which we believed the organization has been poised to do, even as we believe that the ecosystem and the investors who are ready to be the recipients of some of such solutions. Many a times we come across platform solutions, technologies which are probably ahead of time, but we are purposefully looking at solutions which are relevant for this year and next year and the year after that, even as we create a market for that. I would not belabor every item that is mentioned here. I've already spoken about XaaS. Few items that I would love to speak about here is one, creation of CEOs of the future. As you have seen, this organization has multiple businesses: issuer solutions for the share transfer agency, mutual funds management from a transfer agency standpoint and fund administration, alternative asset classes, pensions, technological solutions, and global solutions. Each of these have addressable market which can easily run into millions of dollars if we get the execution act right. And for that to happen, we believe the single biggest ingredient is going to be people. And creating the CEOs of such verticals had been at the forefront of our organizational ethos over the past 2 years, ably led by the board and with adequate focus from each of us here in this room. We are able to build, some of this, and in time to come, you would see this organization churning out industry leaders, not just for KFin Tech, but for the industry at large. The other item that I would like to call out is about the dual velocity construct. Dual velocity speaks about a situation where you imagine a moving bus and you have to change the tires of the moving bus whilst it is in motion, which means that there is a sustenance component associated with that, even as we look at a scenario where we are creating for the future whilst the current is running. Now, that basically comes from what we call as dual velocity, a velocity whereby our technology and people processes are currently being driven at a pace that is commensurate to the requirement of the industry, even as we are working at cutting edge technologies very clichédly used in today's world, whether it is Gen AI, machine learning, so on and so forth. But your organization truly had been implementing many of these, including IoT, Internet of Things. The testimony of that, if any of you have ever visited our branch at Fort in Mumbai, would have seen the first of its kind mutual fund ATM, which does not exist anywhere else in India or anywhere else in the world, but your organization has created, and it has been in live and functioning for over the past 1 or 2 months. So these have been our key focus areas, and in time to come, I would explain in terms of the outcome some of these have delivered. For the year 24-25, we have an enhanced version of it, and in time to come, we'll share with all the investors as well. The growth journey, I thought it was also just as pertinent to explain on a longer trajectory and not just the year that had gone by. A 5-year trajectory, which included near 18 months of COVID, still has meant that we have grown our revenue from operations over the 5-year period about 14%, even as our net profit PAT numbers are at about 25%. The quarter that had gone by, many of you might have seen, also has shown the continued trajectory of growth, both on top line and bottom line. We have also taken cognizance of many of the investors' requests, as well as the fact that we have matured as an organization, including the cash corpus, by declaring the first time ever the dividends for this organization. The year that had gone by, FY24, clearly marks a positive indicator across all aspects of our business on a trend. The revenue from operations has grown over 16%. Our EBITDA margin has expanded by nearly 238 basis points. PAT expansion by 222 basis points. Cash and cash equivalents sit about 400 crores. This is despite retiring all the debt that this organization has had over the past year. As of today, this organization remains stiff. I would, over the next 10 minutes, briefly walk you through in terms of the business performance of individual lines of businesses. As we all know, mutual funds continues to be our single largest business. Back in the day, the share between mutual funds and issuer solutions used to be about 85% of revenue from mutual funds and about 15% from issuer solutions. We have carefully, purposefully orchestrated new lines of businesses which occupy about 25% of the new revenue by leaving mutual funds to be about 65% of the total share of the pie. As you could see, the overall AUM market share for the company has been growing steadily over the past 4 years from 26% to over 32%. That marks near 100 basis points of expansion of AUM during this period, even as the overall mutual fund AUM has nearly increased by 2.5 times. So that means over an expanded AUM, day by day mutual fund industry, we have taken a higher market share largely through new client wins, as well as creating solutions both for the distributors and for the end investors and our clients, which help them to outpace the rest of their peers, thereby helping KFin Tech also to grow faster. As you could see, the trends, of course, are the performance of not just the AMCs, but also has resulted in equitable revenue growth for the organization. It should be understood that AUM increase need not necessarily translate to equal amount of revenue growth for an organization like RTS. We have been significantly ahead of the industry in terms of the conversion of AUM into the revenue for KFin Tech. We have also created several industry-first solutions which have helped the SIP numbers for KFin Tech to grow faster than the industry. Even as our AUM may stand at about 32-33%, the market share for SIP stands near 40%. As we all know, SIP brings in sticky retail assets, which over a period of time tend to grow the overall AUM and equity AUM as well. So symptomatically, if today the entire SIP book stands at 40%, sometime in the future, I would expect the overall market share also to move towards the benchmark, which is the SIP AUM as we can see here. Net flows for the company in terms of the NFOs and reduction in the outflows for our AMCs continue to be in a very good state. As you could see, as against the overall industry growth of 33.6% year on year for the AUM, KFin Tech's growth had been nearly 200 basis points ahead of the industry. In the mutual funds, beyond just the growth on the revenue, very happy to inform you about the going live of the marquee mutual funds of Bajaj Finance, and also for Old Bridge. Both of them have had successful launch, and we are very happy to partake in the journey for growth. The volume of the transactions has been expanding ever since the retail, participation in the mutual fund has been on the uptick. Our technological transformation meant that we could create a lot of straight-through processing, significantly reducing the reliance of manpower, whilst technology plays a single biggest role in terms of processing over 6 to 7 million transactions, 70 lakh transactions on a peak day on the cycle dates. And we're able to do that without skipping a heartbeat. And we continue to believe that we will be able to do a lot more straight through in the coming days and weeks, and thereby improving the profitability associated with that. Amit. Moving on to the issuer solutions, which occupies roughly 15% of the total share of the revenue. We have added significant number of clientele into the previous 12 months. As you could see, the share of market in terms of the market capitalization stands at 46%. And of course, this is a factor of the market cap of all the companies that we support today. Their market capitalization itself is a factor of their own performance. That said, our growth had been nothing short of spectacular in terms of late single-digit growth. This business had seen for 3 to 4 years preceding. Has now started to deliver a near 20% top-line growth with the profitability, which is at par with that of the mutual fund business, which has scale benefits, so to speak. We have also launched a series of solutions to significantly alleviate the constraints and the challenges many of the investors face. Cognizant of the fact that what KFin Tech does is to take care of the physical shares more prominently. And as we all know, the physical shares continue to have challenges associated with dematerialization, several of the shares moving to IEPF, which is not necessarily within the control of the registrar and transfer agent. That said, we have created formidable solutions to be able to reduce the cycle time, improve the claim processing, as well as create a lot of technological solutions for the investors to be able to trace whether it is unclaimed shares, where exactly they are lying, and how quickly we can move out. We have also, apart from winning several large mandates, some of those are mentioned there, we have also orchestrated transition of some of the clients from other registrar and transfer agent into the KFin Tech family previously. The third business, which is something that we are very, very excited about, as we've been for the first two, but where we see probably significantly more addressable market. International, of course, international is the rest of the world and everything associated with that. As you could see, we started with very humble beginnings about 5 to 6 years back with a small acquisition back in the day. But in spite and despite of 2 years of COVID, where the travel wasn't possible, that is a key requirement in international space. We have managed to increase the number of clientele from 3 to about 57. and contracts to about total 70 contracts, because for some clients, we do both transfer agency and fund accounting, so to speak. Our footprint has expanded beyond Malaysia and Philippines into Hong Kong, Singapore, and Thailand this year. We believe, and we have clientele in Canada, where we support some of the alternate investment funds. Our growth for international, in the previous year that we have seen is about roughly 35% year on year, and the quarter that had gone by had also seen a significantly high growth too. But we can move to the next slide. I will take a moment to explain how we see the strategic focus on the global fund administration to pay out. Broadly, this is a $30 billion industry, which has about 10 fund administrators, largely US and Europe domiciled fund administrators, who manage near about $120 trillion of the global wealth at this moment in time. We believe we have a good shot at making KFin Tech the first Indian entity to be amongst the global fund administrators. That had been truly our goal over the last 4 years. Now, this is a decade-long journey. This is not something that I expect to happen overnight. But the steps we have taken has been giving us significant amount of confidence that we are in the right direction. The fact that in 5 years we could add 70 clients, 70 contracts, and grow the business from zero to near about 10 to $12 million today, apart from being now regulated by each of the countries' marquee regulators, such as SEC of Malaysia, MAS of Singapore, so on and so forth, gives us truly the confidence that we can make this happen. Our right to win had been several-fold, whether it is cost to serve, whether it is the nimbleness and agility of our platform, whether it is a frugal engineering workforce that we have, and or the near 3.5-decade-long domain expertise that we're able to bring to the table. Our strategy had been to focus on the countries that are listed on the map, whether it's America or Cayman Islands, Luxembourg, Dublin, and Middle East, even as we double down our efforts into our current locations where we are already residing it. I will quickly move on to the other asset classes and the other faster growing business beyond the international. Alternatives has been growing at a CAGR of 60% in India over the past 4 years, almost standing at about 12 trillion rupees, that's 12 lakh crores in AUM, and growing, we believe that the CAGR growth can continue to be, if not 60, to be in the range of around 40% for foreseeable future. And same is the case with the pensions as well, even though there had been a little bit of slowness in the previous year, but we believe that as India grows to be a pensionable society, there is marked opportunity for us to grow in that side. I would bring attention to the top left-hand corner chart, which speaks about the number of funds KFin Tech used to manage in 2020, starting at about 88 to near 500 we are managing today. Speaks volumes about also further from a market share of less than 8%. Today too, we manage about 37% of the total alternatives market in the country. We have aims and ambitions to be the largest alternatives provider in India, as we believe that is the segue for our international destination, as the global fund administration business is largely dependent on the alternatives, if I may. And we have not just fully integrated Hexagram as we have acquired in 2021. Today, we stand tall and proud to be the only fund administrator in the country who has an integrated TA, FA, and digital solution that we're able to offer to every new fund manager in the country. We have also launched one of its kind platform. I was just referring to the integrated TA and FA platform that is called Exalt. And this has integrations into the entire industry and has been adding tremendous amount of value to our current clients, as well as many of the clients that we aim to onboard into the coming months and quarters. This platform is multi-currency, multi-geo, multi-asset, and now multilingual as well, which makes it truly our right to win as we expand our operations beyond borders. The next one I wanted to call out is true to being a fintech company beyond a registrar and transfer agent. What is the value we're able to add? What is the pivot we are making from the organization standpoint to alleviate challenges for the existing ecosystem, to increase the speed and agility in terms of the go-to-market, 3, empower a significant number of new age asset managers and wealth managers to start their business with 0 investments, which effectively translates to KFin Tech being the entire foundation on which any new wealth or an asset manager can start their business without having to spend a single rupee on a critical component of technology and operations. In addition to the Exalt, Empower Wealth, I take this opportunity also to inform the esteemed shareholders that just the day before, in one of the marquee wealth management event that happened in Mumbai called Hubis. We have launched one of its kind wealth management platform in India, and this is ready for the globe. So we are looking at several countries beyond India, even as we believe that wealth would be the next big business line that will come out of this organization. As the progress of individuals and in India generally moves from the net borrowers to savers, from savers to investors, and as the investors' money swells up from there, you will need wealth managers to manage that wealth. And hence, it had been our intent as well to be in this line of business, and we have just made our first significant step in that direction, which is to launch this platform. In time to come, we would continue to expand this with the aim to create this to be amongst the best wealth platforms in the world. Some of the other platforms have relevance to regulation and governance built for the regulators. Some of these are meant for our clients, but all of these with the singular focus to help not just our end investors and our clients, but also the entire ecosystem being governed by the regulator. Empower Wealth, this is just a quick snapshot in terms of what I was just talking about, and you would start seeing this to be powering several marquee wealth managers in time to come. I was just talking about the compliance and governance and our bedrock and the foundation to be governance, ethics, and culture. We are governed by a series of regulators both within and outside of this country, whether it is SEBI, whether it is PFRDA within our country, or MAS of Singapore, SEC of Malaysia, SEC of Philippines, and every country that we move from here. To be able to be not just stay compliant, but also be the policy implementer. And in today's world, in many ways, we are also partaking in the creation of the policy itself. Speaks volumes in terms of the movement of this organization to be to the regulators, trusted partner in many different ways. We are fully certified and compliant with everything that needs to be, not just within India and outside of the country. Technologically, for the amount of data that we possess and the fiduciary role that we perform, the entire cybersecurity framework, which calls out both for technological fitness and significant investments, had been not just in place, but had been the industry leader for a fair amount of time. We also have a dedicated function which monitors the compliance, the frauds, the surveillances, so on and so forth, with nearly 300 individuals whose job is to ensure that the investors' money is safely protected and every single transaction is performed being fully compliant under the rule of the law. Just a minute in terms of our road ahead, which is pretty much to emulate what we have done in the past few years. We stay very close to the feedback that our clients give us, our investors, our distributors, and our shareholders give us, and to repeat our good performance by improving upon the areas that we have been asked to work on. Attracting and retention of talent, it continues to be our single most important topic. We continue to believe that this is a knowledge industry, and in knowledge industry, one or two individual leaders can make a lot of difference, and hence our talent formation policy had been to create the CEOs of the future, as I have called out. Strategic acquisitions, your organization has also been in the forefront of it, having championing the cause of growing through acquisition route, not just within India, but also beyond the borders. Every single year, we have done one acquisition in the past 5 years. It continues to be a very effective modes of capital deployment, even as we expand our addressable markets. Focus and selective international expansion, I have walked you through in terms of the geographies that we are focused on. The world is your oyster, but we can only look into the geographies that make sense, both in terms of immediacy, both in terms of our strengths, as well as the markets that genuinely need a partner like KFin Tech to come and solve problems for them. Continuing to maintain the market leadership through our deepening relationship. XaaS, I've already explained the concept, which is to be able to deliver everything for a client, which effectively relates to where a client, we expand our share of wallet by performing several different areas of solutions for our client, more specifically on the technology side, because that is where we believe we bring significant amount of scale and strength to our organization. Expanding the client base and the market share, as you have seen, movement of whether it is alternatives from 8 or 9% to 37%, whether it is corporate registry, whether it is mutual funds or international business, we have been able to expand our market share whilst being the market share coming at accelerated profitability and margins as well. Lastly, this is a fintech organization at its core, and we have just begun the journey of fintech. In time to come, our commitment had been to pivot significantly into making KFin Tech one of the market fintech organizations in the not just within this country but beyond borders. With that, I bring the presentation to closure, and Chairman Sir, back to you.
Thank you, Shekhar, for a comprehensive presentation. I now request Alpna to present the items on the agenda to the shareholders. Please.
Thank you, Chairman Sir. I will proceed with the statutory items as included in the notice of annual general meeting and other matters. I will now brief on all the resolutions included in the notice of annual general meeting. Once I finish the customary process on briefing on the resolutions, we will invite the members who have registered themselves as speakers to ask questions or seek clarifications or express their views from the management. Item number 1 of the notice is an ordinary resolution, which is to consider and adopt the standalone and consolidated audited financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2024 and the reports of the Board of Directors and auditors thereon. The auditors have issued an unmodified opinion on the financial statements. The board has recommended these financial statements for adoption by the members. Item number 2 of the notice is an ordinary resolution, which is to declare final dividend on the equity shares for the financial year ended 31st March 2024. Item number 3 of the notice is an ordinary resolution, which is to reappoint Mr. Shantanu Rastogi, who retires by rotation as a nominee director and being eligible has offered himself for reappointment. Item number 4 of the notice is an ordinary resolution, which is to reappoint Mr. Alok Chandra Misra, who retires by rotation as a nominee director and being eligible has offered himself for reappointment. We will now invite the members who have registered themselves as speakers to ask questions or seek clarification or express their views from the management. They will be unmuted and will be allowed to ask questions when called upon by the moderator. We will respond to all the questions and queries in one go. Considering the high registration from the speakers, in the interest of the time, I request the members to keep their questions and comments in brief and not to repeat the questions which have already been asked by the following members. I also request speakers not to take more than 2 minutes. This will ensure that other members get an opportunity to ask questions. May I now request the moderator to please invite the shareholders one by one. Over to you, moderator.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We will now begin with the question and answer session. I once again request the speaker to keep their questions brief and limit to the performance of the company. Now I invite our first speaker, Mr. Santosh Kumar Saraf. We request you to kindly accept the prompt on your screen. Kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video and proceed with your question.
Namaskar. Just a minute. Hello?
Sir, you're audible and visible, sir. We request you to kindly proceed with your question. Thank you.
माननीय सभापति जी, उपस्थित निर्देशक मंडल के सदस्यगण, अधिकारीगण और कर्मचारीगण, मैं संतोष कुमार सराफ आप सभी को राम राम कहता हूँ। आशा करता हूँ आप लोग इस समय अच्छे स्वास्थ्य में होंगे सर। मैं हमारे चेयरमैन विश्वनाथन जी का और सेक्रेटरी वेंकटेश्वर श्रीकांत जी का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूँ, साथ में और डायरेक्टर का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूँ, जिनकी लीडरशिप के अंदर में हमारी जो कंपनी इतनी अच्छी ग्रोथ कर रही है सर। काफी अपना ग्रोथ रिजल्ट दिया है। प्रथम 2 पेज में आपने 2 नंबर 3 नंबर पेज में पूरी कंपनी की ट्रांसपेरेंट रिपोर्ट दी है। इसमें ऐसा दिया कि हमें फिर और जो आपके 400 कितने पेज है उसमें जाने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ती सर। पूरी रिपोर्ट है और मैं बहुत खुश हूँ कि हमारी कंपनी इतना अच्छा रिजल्ट दे रही है। सर 1-2 मेरे प्रश्न है आपसे जानना चाहूंगा। एक तो सर अपने आर्टिफिशियल टेक्नोलॉजी का अपनी कंपनी में किस तरह यूज कर रहे हैं जिससे कंपनी की प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़े, प्रॉफिट बढ़े, और साइबर सिक्योरिटी का भी मामला सर आपके अपने करोड़ों पोर्टफोलियो हैं तो उनकी भी सिक्योरिटी, उनके भी डाटा सिक्योरिटी का मामला पड़ता है तो किस तरह यूज कर रहे हैं सर। सर अपने काफी ऑफिसर्स हैं, करीबन 200 ऑफिसेज हैं, ब्रांचेज हैं, तो वहां पर आप एनर्जी ऑडिट करवाते हैं क्या? कोई फालतू बिजली तो खर्चा नहीं हो रही है? क्योंकि बिजली के दाम काफी बढ़ रहे हैं, तो उसके बारे में विचार करिएगा सर। ये सर आजकल इलेक्ट्रिक एक्सीडेंट, शॉर्ट सर्किट के बहुत होते हैं सर, इसके कारण हमारी बहुत बहुमूल्य चीजें खराब हो जाती, तो उसकी भी मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा, क्वार्टरली या हाफ ईयरली ऑडिट करवाइए, जिससे अपनी चीजें सेफ रहे, अच्छी रहे सर। सर एक शेयर खर्चा जो करते हैं आजकल, फेक बिजली जो एनजीओ काफी बाजार में आ गया, आप जानते हैं जैसे, तो हम जिनको पैसा देते हैं उनकी भी ऑडिट करवाइए कि उन्होंने पैसा जो दिया है वो ठीक से जिस काम के लिए दिया वो खर्चा हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा, इसका भी मैं चाहूंगा ऑडिट करेंगे तो काफी अच्छा रहेगा, काफी अपने जेन्युइन खर्चा होंगे सर। सर आपने जहाँ आपने ESG रेटिंग लाई है, काफी अच्छा 66.6% रेटिंग है सर, जो जनरली नहीं होती है, लेकिन इसको और इम्प्रूव करने के लिए हमारे मैनेजमेंट क्या कदम उठा रहे हैं, अगर बताएंगे तो काफी अच्छा लगेगा सर। सर और मैं सेक्रेटरी अलपना जी का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूँ, उनकी टीम का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूँ, जो काफी हमसे टच में रहती है, और उनकी टीम तो हरदम में टच में रहती है, 2 बार फोन करती है, सर आपका इतना नंबर स्पीकर, आपकी रजिस्ट्रेशन है, ये काफी अच्छा कोऑर्डिनेशन रिलेशन भगवान इसकी बनाए रखेंगे फ्यूचर के अंदर, मैं आशा करता हूँ सर। सर 197 जो ऑफिस है, अपनी खुद की बिल्डिंग कितनी ऑफिस में है, जो खुद की बिल्डिंग है कितने, और वहां पर अपने सोलर एनर्जी, जब सोलर पैनल है रूफटॉप पर लगाया कि नहीं लगाया, और लगाया तो कैपेसिटी क्या, और अपनी ऊर्जा एनर्जी का कितना % हम उस जगह यूज कर लेते हैं सर। मैं ज्यादा कुछ नहीं कहूंगा कि आपने अपने वक्तव्य में काफी कुछ बताया सर, और वुमन एम्प्लॉयमेंट भी काफी अच्छा, 27% हमारे यहाँ फीमेल एम्प्लॉई सर, इसको भी आगे बढ़ाइए, क्योंकि अपने सर्विस इंडस्ट्री है, आशा करता हूँ अगले साल मिलेंगे तो 30-35 तक हम पहुंच जाएंगे सर, इसकी मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है। और सर एक बार फिर आप जितने भी हमारे डायरेक्टर है, जितने भी हमारे करीबन 6300 कर्मचारी है, उनका आभार प्रकट करता हूँ, जिनकी कड़ी मेहनत का फल है कि आज हमारी कंपनी इतना अच्छा रिजल्ट दे रही है सर। उनके साथ साथ मैं आपकी फैमिली और उन कर्मचारी का फैमिली का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूँ, जो सदा बैकबोन के रूप में उनके पीछे खड़ी रहती है, जिसे पूर्ण क्षमता से हमारी कंपनी में अपना योगदान प्रदान करते हैं सर। ये BC मीटिंग कंटिन्यूस रखिए, देखिए मैं कलकत्ता से अपनी मीटिंग अटेंड कर सक रहा हूँ, आप बॉम्बे में हो, लेकिन अगर बॉम्बे में आप फिजिकल मीटिंग करते तो शायद हम जिंदगी में भी आपके यहाँ पहुंच नहीं सकते, और हमारे जो हजारों कर्मचारी जो मेहनत कर रहे हैं, दिन रात मेहनत कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि मैं जानता हूँ, मैं भी एक म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर हूँ, जानता हूँ उनको कोई टाइम नहीं है, जब चाहे उनको काम फिनिश करना पड़ता है सर। एक सर मेरी आपको एक रिक्वेस्ट है, जो हम जैसे म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर है, तो कोविड के समय में और आपको बैंक मर्जर के कारण बहुत बैंकों का अकाउंट नंबर चेंज हो गए, जिसके कारण कुछ जो कमीशन है वो वापस हो गए, यानी अनक्लेम में चले गए, तो उन एजेंट को या उन डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर को कैसे इंफॉर्मेशन किया जाए, क्योंकि आप देखेंगे कि जब किसी इन्वेस्टर का कोई पैसा रिफंड होता है तो आप उसको स्टेटमेंट में शो कर देते हैं लिक्विड में, और हमारा है तो कैसे शो करेंगे, इसके बारे में कोई पॉलिसी या कोई रास्ता निकालिए। लास्ट में आप जितने भी डायरेक्टर हैं, जितने भी हमारे कर्मचारी, जितने भी भाई बहन, उनको फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2024-25 की शुभकामना देता हूँ, और भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ, मैं अंग्रेजी में बोलता हूँ सर, हिंदी में जाती, I pray to God that all directors, employee and workers of our company and their family member always remain healthy, happy and healthy, and wish them all best, not only for all coming festival this year, but also upcoming festival in their lives, sir. Thank you. Ram Ram.
Thank you, Mr. Saraf. I request our next speaker, Mr. Bharat Raj. We request you to kindly accept the prompt on your screen. Kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
Yeah, very much. Good evening, Mr. Nayak, Chairman of KFin Technologies, our young dynamic leader, Mr. Srikanth, MD of our KFin Technologies, entire board of directors and KMP, Mr. Vivek, CFO, and Alpana, our CS. Wonderful performance, sir. I congratulate entire board, entire team for appreciating our share price. This is nothing. This is none other, sir. Our young dynamic leader, Mr. Srikanth Nadandla, credit goes to him, sir. His hard work. Once he came into our company, he made our company into the limelight and revenue making, generating the revenue. And share price has been appreciation, sir. Thank you, sir. What you said in the beginning, you have proven by your work, sir. See, saying words are different and showing the performance and creating the results is very important, sir. Once again, Mr. Srikanth, my best support to you all the resolutions, and I congratulate you to the coming years also. I thank my company as giving the interim dividend, sir. As per our request, our chairman and our MD work hard and created revenue for the shareholders, sir. Sir, we are in best technology, sir, and KFin is doing wonderful services because I regularly daily attend the AGM, sir. Our Alpana team, sir, Ms. Rajita, Mr. Chaturvedi, Mr. Naresh, they are doing wonderful work, sir. This is nothing, sir. Our leadership, sir, it is good corporate governance. Yada Raja, Yada Praja. This is how we can know how my MD is working hard, sir. Chairman, sir, at present, any new, as per our MD has given very good presentation, then that lot of information is there. So can we expect a more dividend in next financial year? Please let me know, sir. And in our it is a zero. Our company has become a zero debt. I'm very happy, sir. And return on equity has increased to 25%. The revenue is increased 16%, and our profit also increased by 25%, sir. So in this financial year, you can expect a 50% net profit. Please let me know, sir. And we are in all over exposure in the world, sir. We are in a different part of countries. I'm very happy. Apart from this, we are going to enter into Sri Lanka and Bangladesh or Singapore and other parts of South American and North American countries. Please let me know, sir. Once again, sir, my best wishes to you, sir. All the best for coming year, sir. Sir, please, we next year will have a physical AGM so that we can honor you, sir. Because the way you created wealth for the shareholders, we also show our love and affection upon you, sir. So once again, Mr. Nair and Mr. Srikanth and entire KMPs, my best wishes to you in the coming years. And God bless you all. Thank you for giving this opportunity. I'm Bharatra signing off from Guntur. Thank you. Take care. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Bharatraj. Now I request our next speaker, Mr. Reddappa Gunduluru, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question. Mr. Reddappa, we request you to kindly proceed with your question.
Thank you, ma'am. Nair sir and Srikanth Nadella sir and all other non-executive directors and my CFO Vivek Narayan Mathurji and my company secretary Alpana Uttam Kundugaru. Good afternoon, good evening, namaste. My name is Reddappa Gunduluru. I'm from Hyderabad, sir. Sir, I'm a financial analyst, stockbroker, financial advisor. As a shareholder of KFin Technology, I am very happy and proud about the company performance. The way of creating the wealth is this financial is amazing, sir. Wonderful wealth creation, sir. Sir, as my co-shareholder, Mr. Bharatraj already spoken very well about my company performance. Yes, sir, we are wonderfully, almost we are debt-free, sir. Sir, we delivered the wonderful profit growth, 94%, sir. Sir, if you conduct a physical meeting, immediately we'll have a very good applause and appreciation. 94% not a simple thing, Mr. Srikanth, sir. Under your leadership, CAGR over last 5 years, we delivered this profit growth, sir. Special thanks, credit goes to our CEO, managing director, our strong pillar of my company, Srikanth Nadella, sir. Congratulations, special appreciation to you. And also, my company has a good return on equity, sir. ROE track record is amazing, sir. Wonderful. 3 years we achieved more than 26.1%. It shows, so we are in wonderful track, wonderful positive, sir. And also, as my coach, Mr. Bharat has spoken about this, sir. Yes, we are actively participating in many companies. In every company, our the moderators, they are giving the very wonderful quality service to the shareholders and the company. And also, the patients, I have seen this the Rajita Madam, Chaturvedi Garu, and all other moderators. I don't have names, but everybody is soft-spoken person. It seems Veda Raja Tagapta. Or even under your vision, Mr. Srikant Nadella sir, what you taught to your employees, the same reflect. So I'm the happy shareholder, happy the share and the attending all the other company agents through our software plugin in this one, sir. Yes, number one, quality service. Now, quality people, quality directors, quality MD, CEO Nadella sir. And also, I would like to congratulate our corporate registry business head, Mr. Giridhar sir. Wonderful, sir. My leadership in my company, even secret learning very good. Wonderful, sir. Thank you so much for wonderful. Your hard work, your your hard work is created the wealth in the way of the dividends, sir. 5.75 in the first time I didn't dividend. So it shows the passion about the company growth. Srikant Nadella garu, Giridhar garu, we are very happy and proud. And also I received the annual report, physically, I received well in advance. I gone through the quality images. Sir. Images are speaking. Chairman sir, your speech is wonderful. The way of presentation just now, wonderful more than 1 hour. How the very few companies are transparency governance are showing. So appreciate to you. It goes to you. Not only entire board of directors, sir, the teamwork. So I found the good corporate transparency governance, ethically, good manner. I can say there is integrity in this my company governance, and also the CSR. Yes, sir, you are a very kind-hearted person. The way of serving your needy, the poor people and the needy people, the society. I mean, it's wonderful, wonderful. Keep it up, sir. So thank you for wonderful achievements. Finance you are strong. Press wealth creation is wonderful. And also, sir, I don't have any questions, sir. Just my view is, what is your next target? Target to 2 to 5 years. And also, we are growing very well, no? So your strategies are continuous in this net profit growth. So what are strategies you are increasing? Or any expansion plans? Any innovation plans? I would like to know, sir. Please throw some light on this. So, and I would like to thank Ms. Rajita, Madam, Company Secretary, and he's also one of the head in our corporate governance and the other things. I came to know her. She also a wonderful woman lady, sir, as soft-spoken person. Already నేను చెప్పాను and భరద్వాజ్ చెప్పారు. మన శ్రీకాంత్ నాదెల్ల సార్ ఎలా ఉన్నారో మన ఎంప్లాయీస్ కూడా అలా ఉన్నారు సార్. మేము ఏ విధంగా ట్రీట్ చేస్తారంటే ఇక నేను ఎంత పొగినా తక్కువే సార్. శ్రీకాంత్ చెప్తున్నా మాటలన్నీ హార్ట్ నుంచి వస్తున్నాయి, ఏదో కడుపులో నుంచి రావట్లేదు. సో ఇంకా ఇంకా పొగాలనిపిస్తుంది కానీ నాకు వర్డ్స్ చేయట్లేదు. ప్లస్ ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు టేక్ మచ్ మోర్ టైమ్. ఐఎమ్ వెరీ హ్యాపీ అండ్ ప్రౌడ్. ఐ సపోర్ట్ ఆల్ ద రెజల్యూషన్స్ సార్. గో హెడ్ అండ్ టేక్ అప్రోప్రియట్ డిసిషన్. మా కంపెనీ సార్ మీరేమన్నా చేయండి, డూ వాట్ ఎవర్ సార్, వీఆర్ విత్ యూ. Ultimately, unanimously support with you. That's the reason I would like to thank our Alpana Uttam Kundu for wonderful corporate way of doing the EGM smoothly, correctly. The investor relationship is very strongly building, sir. Why? Because we are in service area. We should do 100%. We are delivering the investor relations. Everything is right manner. We are in right track. So I don't want to take much time. I would like to thank my company secretary and also Rajita ma'am and also Srikant garu and the corporate governance business head Mr. Giridhar garu, entire board of directors, non-executive directors. Please excuse me if anything names listed because I'm every day, sir, 9:30 to 5:32. I'm attending the AGMs. Every day I'm KFin, using KFin.
Sir,
Very,
so we
very
request
happy,
you to
sir.
wrap up
Thank
your
you,
question
madam.
fast.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
thank you. Sir, in every AGM, this voice is comes, sir. Now also, she made also asking to wrap up. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All the best. I wish good health to you, happiness to you, sir.
Thank you. Now I request our next speaker, Ms. Savitri, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
Hello.
Hello.
You're audible. You're audible. Kindly proceed with your question. Thank you.
My name is Savitri. I hope you have called me. My network has some issue.
You're audible. We request you to kindly proceed with your question. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Savitri. Thanks for giving this opportunity. First of all, congratulations to entire KFin Technologies management. That company share price has grown tremendously. And we are also expecting the same growth will continue in future also. And sir, I'm watching your interviews in media, Shrikant sir. Every time it is giving me hope that I can hold the investment in this company as a shareholder. And also, I have observed that you have also, I mean, in company, senior citizen cell has been set up, which is very helpful for senior citizens. I'm hearing this feedback from outside. And not only as a shareholder in KFin Technologies, but also as an investor in other securities, I'm using the technology solutions introduced by KFin Technologies, which are very helpful and very user-friendly, that I want you to let you know. And I'm also hearing that, and you have also, given the details like company is growing globally. I would like to know few details more precisely. What are your major plans to capture global market in this current financial year? What is your future outlook? Since share price has crossed 4-digit recently, what kind of hope you are giving to the retail investors like us? Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Savitri. Now I request our next speaker, Mr. Naresh Babu, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video and proceed with your question.
Respected Chairman, sir, and other members on the board, good evening to all. Thank you, team, for giving this opportunity. First of all, we would like to congratulate the entire leadership of KFin Tech, as we can witness the growth of share, which is increased more than 150% in last 1 year. Particularly when we discuss about the CEO, he had transferred the organization into customer-centric by giving services to more than 100 million key investor accounts. We are very happy to share that under his leadership, the share value, reserves and surplus are increasing in a good trend, and liabilities are decreasing. And in the second year itself, company had given more than 57% dividend. Now I would like to know from chairman. Now I would like to know from chairman, sir. Is there any mergers and acquisitions are planning in very near future? If yes, is it may I know how it is going to benefit the company? And how can we see the trend as completely changed? Before COVID, people are ready to invest in risk-free investments like fixed deposits or like where the principal is safe. But now people are ready to take the risk and they are investing in the equity market, SIPs and everything. Like how you are going to see this trend? That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Naresh Babu. I request our next speaker, Ms. C.E. Mascarenhas, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video and proceed with your question.
Hello.
Madam, you're audible. We request you to kindly proceed with your question.
Okay, thank you. Respected Chairman, Mr. Vishwanath M. Nair, MD Venkata Satya Nadella, other members of the board, my dear fellow shareholders, I am Mrs. C. Mascarenhas. I am speaking from Mumbai. First of all, I thank the company secretary, Alpana Uttam Kundu and her team for sending me annual report and also registering me as a speaker at my request. Thank you so much. And also for this platform, which I could connect from the comfort of my home without coming for the AGM and express my views. Thank you so much. Now, annual report is full of information, facts and figures, at the same time self-explanatory, adhering to all the norms of corporate governance. Now, our revenues have gone up, PBT, PAT is up, the finance cost has come down, good dividend of rupees 5.75 and not miss the good market capitalization. which is very, I mean, next year, I think we'll see double this market capitalization. Very thank you to the team. Now, congratulations for all awards and accolades and good CSR work. Now I come to my queries. Have we listed the ESG on any dedicated ESG platform, whether domestic, international, or both? And if listed, what is our score? Second one, we are in the following services. We give the following services: domestic mutual funds, investor solutions, issuer solutions, international and other investor solutions, domestic AIF investor solution, NPS, global business service, etc. Now, my question is, in which of these we get very good revenue we receive, and which there is a very good margin, and where there will be growth in the future. My third question is, who is our main competitor, domestic and or international, and what is our market share? Number 4, any plan in the future to unlock shareholder value by listing any of the verticals, like NPS is a very good business with this pension things, and people, the youngsters, may go more for NPS, which is equity linked. Lastly, but not the least, I request you, the team, to help us in the KYC of shares and mutual funds, as now our dividend, which is our main bread and butter, is completely stopped. So I please request you, we are senior citizens, more than 75 age, so we need this support system, for which we'll be very grateful, and God will already blessed my company, but it will bless still more, 100-fold. This is my request. Thank you so much. I support all the resolutions. I wish my company all the best, and especially I wish the entire team very good health, because health will always give us wealth. Thank you. Namaskar. Now I give it to Mr. Aloysius Mascarenhas, who is also registered.
Hello, I'm the next speaker in the queue. Can I proceed?
Yes.
Respected Chairman Sir, very distinguished members of the board, and my fellow shareholders. Good evening to you all. My name is Aloysius Mascarenhas. At the outset, I thank the management company secretary for sending me such a beautiful annual report full of information, facts and figures in place, and a very good results and a very good dividend. So everything is good. Now my question is, I want to know, because the IPO market is booming day by day, and many shares IPOs are managed by our company. So what is the revenue that we are getting by these IPOs and other dealings where we are merchant bankers, we are advisors to the issues. So I would like to know, and more importantly, the recent budget, what is the impact of the recent budget on our company? Rest, I don't want to add. Many questions have been asked, and many more will be asked by my successive shareholders. So I end my speech wishing you personally, all the board members, and more importantly, all the employees, all the very best in the days and years to come. With this, sir, thank you very much for patient hearing. Thank you. God bless you and our company.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Mascarenhas. Now I request our ninth speaker, Mr. Vinay Vishnu Bhide, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, you're audible, sir. Kindly proceed with your question. Thank you.
Let me see if we can have the video also. Anyway, that should come on. Let me start. Yeah, there we are. Chairman Mr. Vishwanathan Nair, MD Mr. Venkata Nadella, other directors, including, nominee directors from, our investee companies, independent directors, all our directors representing, the technology side of, the business, leadership team, shareholders. My name is Vinay Bhide, and I'm a shareholder, and I'm speaking from Mumbai. At the outset, let me congratulate you for an excellent, year that has gone by. And whatever we have done in year in terms of, the operational part as well as the financial part, I find that, we have presented it all exceedingly well. First in the form of annual report, then, the chairman gave a summary. Thank you for that. And followed by Mr. Nadela's, presentation. I think, we are, getting to understand the business better as time goes by. Now, I have made an attempt with the list of the questions that I prepared. I have made an attempt, to understand, the business of the company and pose a few questions. And it is only from, the answer to the questions I will get to know whether I'm getting to understand both, the let us say, the core of our business and the direction of our business. So I'll quickly start with the solution with the questions. The questions are as follows. The first question is, what are the typical net profit margin bands for our domestic mutual fund solutions and issuer solutions? And staying on the same topic, what is our market share in India for these solutions? For the second question, as per our estimate, what is the market size of international and other investor solutions? And for the same topic, what is our go-to-market plan to scale up this business? That was the second part of the question. Third question is that we have 8 subsidiaries. So can you list 2 to 3 subsidiaries that hold promise for the future? We will be pleased to know as to how these subsidiaries will perform and when. And finally, considering that we are a technology company, what was our capex spend on information technology and digital in financial year 23, and what are our budgets for the current year? Now, this is as far as the queries as far as the annual report are concerned. So I'll quickly go across to our business, which I look at it from a customer point of view. If I have understood our business is a combination of both technology as well as service, and this must be a unique combination as far as this industry goes. So you will better know interacting with your clients as to what their impression is there and what their feedback is there on the product and the solutions that we offer. Now let us say from a end consumer or a customer point of view, what could be be the take? There are 2 areas in which I will look at what we deliver. Point number one is technology. Technology is exceedingly robust. You look at it from the user point of view. There was some hitches, maybe a couple of years back or so. Then let us say, we were looking at, registration for a particular event. Let us say an AGM, and the time was, let us say, 9 o'clock in the morning. In a couple of instances, it was not enabled. But I don't see the problem in this past maybe one or 2 years. So that is as far as the technology part is concerned. Now let us come, to the customer point of view. I just give you two recent well, let us say situations as early as this season of AGMs, I will say. One was AGM of DCM Shriram Industries. There were about 25 speakers. Mr. Ajay Shriram was the director who was there in the meeting. Mr. S.B. Mathur was there. There were 25 speakers, sir, and I must say that our moderator, and I can tell you from my hearing, that he was new to my hearing. He did an extremely good and a patient job. Please make a note of this. In whatever way you feel that it is right, you congratulate him, you reward him, because I suppose he must be already having other assignments also. Point number one. Let me give you another instance. That was the AGM of Grasim. That was from a very demanding client. I can understand that. Even there, despite the pressure, our moderator did an exceedingly good job. Finally coming to the point as to where can be scope of improvement from a customer point of view. And I tell you that from a, let us say, registry point of view, or let us say the company point of view, what shareholders would be interested, particularly in a busy AGM period, is the sequence number and knowing the sequence number in time. I have for such a long time been championing for this cause, and telling both registrars as well as companies that in good time you please give us these details. So it has started coming one by one, because I believe it will be difficult for you to push your clients. It will be easier for you to convince your customers, but clients could be a different ball game altogether. So these were the few points that are there. Please think on these things. Otherwise, I think I will not say we are doing very well. We are actually galloping in terms of the figures that I see. Galloping would be the right word. So I'll close with support for all the resolutions. I think we have got great prospects in the future, and we have got the right team in place. Kalpana Madam, Rijita, and all the people, they do an excellent job. And as I said, technology and services it can be a very lethal combination in terms of delivery to an end customer or consumer. I support all the resolutions. I thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak. I'm signing off. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Bide. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bide. I now request Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
Hello.
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 Sir, you are
Hello.
audible, sir. You are audible, sir. Kindly proceed with your question.
Good evening, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, fellow shareholders. My name is Manoj Kumar Gupta. I've joined this meeting from Calcutta. I feel proud to be a shareholder of KFin Technologies, sir. I thanks to the company secretary and the team to help us to join this meeting through VC, and especially I thanks to Rajita ma'am that who has called twice and informed me my sequence number and everything. So I thanks to you, sir. What's your future plan? First of all, I congratulate to your team to get the RTA business of Calcutta-based to big company Usha Martin and Birla Corp. And I believe that you will get more business and have in coming time of Calcutta-based companies or other part of the country. And sir, what's your future plan for the company? And how you will take the company on new heights under your leadership in coming time to return to the employees and the investors, sir? We investors are very happy that when we meet last year, the share price was in 3 digit. Today, our share price is in 4 digit. So I believe that company will more grow and we will get good return in the stock market. So we believe and we wish to God to give you more success to take the company. You have already your presence in the globally. So make it a global company and return to the employees and the investors. I strongly support all the resolutions and wish you all the best for the coming festivals. And we hope that you will give more return to the investors and the employees, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Gupta.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta. Now I request our 11th speaker, Mr. Manjeet Singh, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
My audible?
You are audible, sir. Kindly proceed with your question. Thank you.
Chairman sir, management team, secretarial team और my co-shareholder, मैं सभी का स्वागत करता हूं। जिस तरह से श्री निवासन जी ने अपने संबोधन में गुड इवनिंग का प्रयोग किया, उससे लगा कि हमारी कंपनी KFin Tech वाकई शेयर होल्डरों की भावनाओं को समझती है और उन्होंने अपनी AGM का टाइम जो है मार्केट क्लोज होने के बाद रखा है। इसके लिए मैं कंपनी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहूँगा कि उन्होंने सेटलमेंट समझे हैं शेयर होल्डरों के और मार्केट की क्लोजिंग के बाद उन्होंने अपनी AGM का टाइम रखा है। कहीं हम जो है 40% से ज़्यादा हैं, जिस तरह के हम डाइवर्सिफाइड बिजनेस में हैं। फंड जो हैं हमारे पास 300 के करीब हैं और फाइनेंशियल सर्विस में भी हम, नेशनल पेंशन सिस्टम में भी हम लोग हैं और ग्लोबल हम कितनी कंट्रियों में हमारी कंपनी का बिजनेस आ रहा है और इस 2024-25 के अंदर हम किसी और नई कंट्री में भी प्रवेश करेंगे, ऐसी कोई संभावना है? तो आप इस बारे में बताइए। एक क्वार्टर हमारा बीत चुका है, जून 2024 की सेल जो है हमारी अच्छी रही है। आगे हम आपसे उम्मीद करते हैं कि बाकी के 3 क्वार्टर भी अच्छे ही रहेंगे, इसकी हम कामना करते हैं कि बढ़िया ही रहे। एम्प्लॉय बेनिफिट एक्सपेंसिव जो है आपने बढ़ाया है, इसकी भी हम आपको मुबारकबाद देना चाहेंगे कि एम्प्लॉयज के बारे में आप बहुत अच्छा सोचते हैं, जो आपने इसके ऊपर खर्चा अपना बढ़ाया है। सर, हम जो है लिस्टिंग के बाद, लिस्टिंग से पहले हमारे पास कितने एम्प्लॉयज थे और लिस्टिंग के बाद हमने कुछ जॉब फैक्टर बढ़ाया है कितने नए एम्प्लॉय हायर किए हैं और 2024-25 के अंदर हम कितने और हमारी कंपनी को जरूरत पड़ेगी एम्प्लॉय, क्योंकि जो है आप जॉब देंगे लोगों को तो वो ज़्यादा अच्छी बात रहेगी। इसकी हम आपसे उम्मीद करते हैं कि ये 2024-25 के अंदर आप नए एम्प्लॉय कितने अपने कंपनी से जोड़ पाएंगे, थोड़ा इस बारे में बताएं। बाकी आप इन्वेस्टर के हित का ध्यान रखते हैं, इन्वेस्टर आपकी कंपनी में इन्वेस्टमेंट करता है, उसको बहुत अच्छा रिटर्न मिलता है। जो आपका BSE का कोड है 543720, और जो आपका पिछले साल का इस साल का जो लो है वो करीब 420 रुपए के करीब, और हाई जो है वो 1100 पार रहा है। तो आपने इन्वेस्टर को बड़ा अच्छा रिटर्न दिया है इस मामले में, इक्विटी के मामले में, जहां जहां अपने हमारे शेयर होल्डर ने निवेश किया है उसको रिटर्न अच्छा मिला है। आगे भी हमारी कामना यही रहेगी कि जिस तरह आप हंसते मुस्कुराते हुए शेयर होल्डर को फेस कर रहे हैं, इसी तरह से आप हंसते मुस्कुराते हुए कंपनी को चलाएं, और कंपनी जो है दिन दूनी रात चौगनी राह पकड़े, हम इसकी कामना करते हैं। और सेक्रेटरियल डिपार्टमेंट ने इतनी दूर बैठकर हमें जिस तरह से जोड़ा है, सेक्रेटरियल डिपार्टमेंट का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, जो हम आपसे जुड़ पाए हैं। आगे कंपनी तरक्की की राह और पकड़े, इसकी हम कामना करते हैं। थैंक यू फॉर द मैनेजमेंट टीम, थैंक यू फॉर द सेक्रेटरियल टीम।
Thank you.
थैंक यू।
Thank you, Manjeet Singh ji. I now request our next speaker, Ms. Sheetal, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
Yeah, a very warm good evening to everybody. I've gone through the annual report, and I would like to first congratulate and appreciate the overall growth that the organization has seen from in these years, which is really impressive. So I just have two questions for the day. The first question is, what is your outlook on the revenue growth and margins? That's one. And second is, why did you exit the account aggregator business?
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Sheetal. Now I request our next speaker, Mr. Kamal Kishore Jawar, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
हाँ, हेलो, मेरा आवाज आ रहा है सर? हेलो, ओके, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू चेयरमैन सर, ऑल बैठक को मेरा नमस्कार। आज ये अपना IPO के बाद जो हिजम हो रहा है वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस बहुत अच्छा है साहब, ये कहीं भी हम रहे मीटिंग अटेंड कर सकते हैं सर। और आपका सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट का सर्विस बहुत अच्छा है सर, टाइम पे हमको मेल पे बैलेंस शीट भी मिल गया है। और सर हमारे आज केफिन में लास्ट ईयर अपना जो शेयर 500 के आसपास था, आज अपना शेयर डबल हो गया है, तो मार्केट कैप भी बढ़ गया है सर। और हमारे 2 साल से गिरनर साहब का जो रिस्पॉन्स है बहुत अच्छा है साहब। और केफिन में साहब हम सीनियर सिटीजन है, कभी भी केफिन जाते हैं तो बहुत बड़ा रिस्पॉन्स देते हैं सब आपके एम्प्लॉय, जितना तारीफ करे उतना कम है। और हमारे इतने मीटिंग जो केफिन के होते हैं, हमारे प्रवीण साहब जी जो अच्छा सर्विस देते हैं, कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम हुआ सबका जब हमारा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करते हैं, जो प्रवीण जी चतुर्वेदी जी का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, जो बहुत अच्छा गुड सर्विस देते हैं सर। और इसी तरह वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस रखे सर, हम कहीं भी मीटिंग अटेंड करें तो मीटिंग अटेंड कर सकते हैं। तो सर आपका जो प्रेजेंटेशन था 45 मिनट्स का बहुत अच्छा लगा, बहुत समझ में आया। मैं चाहता हूँ सर अभी अपना शेयर प्राइस 1000 के ऊपर हो गया, कुछ स्टॉक स्प्लिट के बारे में कुछ है क्या, 2 रुपीज पेटअप या 1 रुपीज पेटअप, उसके बारे में विचार करिए। मैं चाहता हूँ आते तो एजम में मेरा गेस है, इसका जो प्रेजेंट आप बताए बहुत अच्छा लगा, प्रॉफिट बढ़ा, सब कुछ बढ़ा। नेक्स्ट एजम तक अपना शेयर प्राइस ऐसा गेस लगता है 2500 तक जाने का चांस है। तो आज शेयर होल्डर के वास्ते गुड वेल्थ है, आज केफिन की तरफ से बहुत अच्छा रिटर्न मिला है। और आपके एम्प्लॉइज जो जितना हार्ड वर्क करते हैं, मैं उनको भी शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ। कभी भी केफिन में हम बात करते हैं, कुछ करते हैं, बहुत बड़ा रिस्पॉन्स देते हैं। इससे ज्यादा मैं बोलना नहीं चाहता हूँ सर। इसी तरह वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस रखिए। और आते सो दशहरा दीपावली दशहरे की शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। और परसों गणेश फर्स्ट गणेश चतुर्थी, जो गणेश की पूजा की सेवा हर काम मंगल होता है, तो गणेश चतुर्थी की आपको शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। और सर हमारे सुरेश भाई का जरा लिंक में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, थोड़ा उनका भी 2 बात बोलने का।
आदरणीय चेयरमैन सर, उपस्थित सब डायरेक्टरगण और शेयर होल्डर साथियों, सर मेरा नाम सुरेश चंद जैन। मेरे सर के अंदर प्रॉब्लम आ रहा था, मैं कमर के उसके अंदर मैं बात कर रहा हूँ सर। और सर आपकी कंपनी और आपकी टीम को उसमें बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ कि आपकी टीम बहुत ही उत्साह से जो कार्य कर रही है उसके लिए। और सर हमारा कभी भी कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम आज से नहीं, सब 40 साल से देख रहा हूँ। और जो आपके हैदराबाद की जो टीम है, प्रवीण भाई है और दूसरे जने कोई सब जने हैं सर, हमारे कान बिठा के समझा के और हमारे से ज्यादा इंक्वायरी करके उन जो हमारा कार्य करते हैं, मैं ऐसे आपके पास कार्य है सर। और बोलते हैं ना सर, कहावत है हमारे राजस्थान के अंदर, मोतियों से महंगे जो डायरेक्टर है, जो वर्कर है, वो आपने चुन चुन के एक एक को ऐसी ऐसी जगह बिठाया सर, किसी का भी कुछ भी काम रुकेगा नहीं सर। सर मैं आपको तथा आपकी कंपनी को और आपके स्टाफ को मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं और भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूं, जिस प्रकार ये लोग कार्य कर रहे हैं उसी प्रकार कार्य करते हुए आप आगे के तरफ बढ़े। हमारा पूरा सहयोग है, पूरे रेगुलेशन के अंदर हमारा सपोर्ट है सर। और सर जो बोलने का शुभ अवसर मैं प्रदान किया उसके लिए मैं धन्यवाद देते हुए मैं अपने विचारों को विराम देता हूं। आपको मैं फिर से धन्यवाद देते हुए मैं बस इतना ही कहता हूँ सर, खाली शेयर होल्डरों का ध्यान रखते हुए आप आगे की तरफ बढ़े, हमारा पूरा सहयोग आपके साथ रहेगा। धन्यवाद सर।
Thank you, sir. Now I request Mr. Srikant Jhavar to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video and proceed with your question.
Hello.
Sir, you are
Hello.
audible. You are audible, sir. Kindly proceed with your question. Thank you.
Good evening, respected Chairman Nayak sir, our dynamic leader Srikant sir, और all board of directors and CFO and CS कल्पना मैडम। सबसे पहले धन्यवाद जो आज मेरे को स्पीकर आप रजिस्ट्रेशन करें। आपका प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत कुछ हमको बता चुका है कि आगे अपना फ्यूचर ग्रोथ क्या है, और जो हमारे साथी शेयर होल्डर ने बोला है कि स्टॉक स्प्लिट, अगर आप स्टॉक स्प्लिट करने का सोचे तो इसमें थोड़ा लिक्विडिटी बढ़ने का चांसेस है, तो स्टॉक स्प्लिट का विचार रखिएगा सर। और मैं साथ में हमारे KFin Tech प्रवीण सर की जितनी तारीफ करे उतनी कम है। जो हमको आज कोविड के बाद जो वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस जो मीटिंग अटेंड हो रहे हैं, हमको बहुत सहयोग और कोऑपरेट करते हैं KFin Tech की पूरी टीम और प्रवीण सर को, तो मैं उनको भी स्पेशल बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ, जो हमको आज तक कोरोना के बाद बहुत कोऑपरेट कर रहे हैं। तो मैं पूरे KFin Tech को सबसे ज्यादा सैल्यूट करता हूँ, जो इतने हार्ड वर्किंग कर रहे हो। आज इतने AGM थे, आज भी आज वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग था और नेक्स्ट मंथ में भी रहेगा, और इसी तरह वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग रखिएगा सर। और अपना मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है सर, जैसा ये अभी जीरो था, ये ग्रो अप आने से अपने को थोड़ा कितना इफेक्ट हो रहा, तो अपन कैसा अपना सेल, कैसा अपना क्लाइंट्स को और अट्रैक्शन करके और मोर न्यू क्लाइंट्स के बारे में थोड़ा बताइए। और हाउ वी गो इन डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म, जैसा अभी यूट्यूब में देखा जा रहा है कि बहुत सारे प्राइवेट जने अपना टेक्निकल एनालिसिस दे रहे हैं, तो अपना KFin Tech कैसा अपना यूट्यूब डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म पे आना चाहेगा, जैसा उसके बारे में कुछ सोचिए। और आपका एक प्रेजेंटेशन में जैसा मैप में बताया कि हम नेक्स्ट ईयर यही प्रेजेंटेशन में सोचेंगे कि अपना पूरा KFin Tech से पूरा ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड में हो जाए। मैं यही शुभकामनाएं करता हूं, और आते सर दशहरे दीपावली की भी शुभकामनाएं सर। और इसी तरह वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग रखिए सर, और ये जो टाइम आप सेट करें बहुत अच्छा टाइम है, जो वीडियो आफ्टर बिजनेस ओवर क्लोज होने के बाद जो कर रहे हैं, इसी तरह वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग रखिए सर। थैंक यू फॉर गिविंग ए अपॉर्चुनिटी।
थैंक यू Jawar sir.
Thank you, Mr. Jawar. I now request our last speaker, Ms. Krishna Priya, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video and proceed with your question.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
You're audible. Yeah. Kindly proceed with your question. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Firstly, I extend my congratulations on the performance of the company, and also in terms of the capital appreciation the script has given. And most of the queries have already raised by my fellow speaker shareholders, so I won't repeat the same. I just request you to give an insight on the employee benefit schemes and what are the measures taken for the women empowerment. Thank you and best wishes to the entire KFin Tech team.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all the speaker for your questions and participation. Before we move ahead, we will play a short video about KFin products and the client testimonials. Thank you.
The financial ecosystem is undergoing significant digital transformation. For 3 decades, KFin Tech has been at the forefront, pushing past boundaries and reshaping markets, providing modern SaaS-based solutions to over 500 asset and wealth managers worldwide. In this new era, the wealth and asset management industry is also booming. But growth brings complexities, and the need for a new-gen integrated platform to take care of reporting, manual processes, regulations, and serving HNIs. Presenting KFin Tech's Empower Wealth, a fully automated 360 degrees wealth management platform with hyper-personalization and hyper-scaling capabilities built for global banks, retail and private banks, single and multifamily offices, investment advisors, wealth and portfolio managers, and external asset managers. Empower Wealth is your gateway to the future of wealth management. Key features include integrated omnichannel platform supporting multi-asset class and multi-currency, digital onboarding with AML and KYC checks, configurable IPS and risk profiling, compliance and limit monitoring, model portfolio tracking and rebalancing, advanced reports, analytics, and customizable proposal builder, persona-based investor portal and advisor workstation, portfolio simulation and optimization, and revenue and incentive computation. Empower Wealth seamlessly connects with third-party interfaces like stock exchanges, data feed providers, execution platforms, custodians, banks, registrars, and more. The platform is database agnostic with API-led microservice architecture, ready for on-premise and cloud implementation. Deliver high-touch and high-tech experience to investors. Automate, innovate, and lead with Empower Wealth. The future is Empower Wealth, and it's powered by KFin Tech.
In the dynamic landscape of finance, India's alternative investments industry has experienced an unprecedented surge. The growth trajectory is set to propel the industry to a monumental $300 billion by 2028. Yet, with growth comes challenges. The alternative investments landscape faces hurdles such as time-bound and accurate reporting in a dynamic regulatory environment, manual data processing, disintegrated systems, and meeting investor servicing standards for all investor categories. Enter KFin Tech X-Alt, a forward-looking, fully automated system that anticipates your needs and adapts to the evolving technological landscape. X-Alt is your gateway to the future of alternative investments administration, where innovation meets efficiency and potential meets performance. X-Alt boasts an array of features that sets it apart. A multifaceted platform supporting multi-geography, multilingual, multi-currency, and multi-asset classes. Persona-based white-labeled limited partner, general partner, distributor portals and analytics. Industry-leading commission processing for alternatives. Customizable statement of accounts and dynamic configurable workflows. Accelerated go-to-market with pre-built templates. And a fully integrated transfer agency fund accounting platform. Underpinning X-Alt's prowess are its technological benefits. A futuristic and evolutionary platform built on advanced rules-based engine, proprietary configuration, and cloud-based data storage expandable to internet scale. Uncompromising adherence to security standards like OAuth 2.0, OAuth protocols, PCI DSS, historization, and audit trails. plus a $0 infrastructure setup with a SaaS platform managed by KFin Tech, providing robust security and compliance. KFin Tech X Alt is redefining the future of alternative investments administration, delivering better efficiency, unmatched performance, and excellence. The future is X Alt, and it's powered by KFin Tech.
Now, I would request Mr. Shrikant to respond to the questions of the speaker. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Shrikant.
Thank you. First off, my sincere thanks to all the shareholders for participating, taking time out of your precious schedule and asking the questions. Very heartening to see the disposition of the questions. Many of you looking forward to hearing in terms of the company's future aspirations. And also I thank on behalf of both the board and the management in terms of your appreciation for the work that has been done so far. Without necessarily naming the shareholders, name of the shareholder, I've consolidated the questions and I hope to answer all of them. The first of that was about the deployment strategy for AI and cybersecurity and impact on the productivity, so on and so forth. I'll first cover the AI. It's as we all know, it is still in early days. It's been about 1.5 years since the world had been taken by storm in the form of artificial intelligence, most specifically in the form of ChatGPT. We are a B2B company. We are also a B2B2C in the context of serving crores of investors in India and abroad. We have created a separate center of excellence to look into some of these initiatives, and more importantly, what is the relevance of these technologies for this company to benefit investors had been the question. We have identified no less than 5 initiatives for the specific deployment of artificial intelligence, largely in the form of large language models and how we leverage that to drive investor benefits. One of that, of course, is directly integrated into the chat, whereby your questions today being responded by emails or when you call our contact centers or responded through WhatsApp, and our messages today is still through human intervention, and the person's ability to respond and resolve as quickly as a system can do will probably always be slightly slower. And we are building such models for the benefit of the investors to be able to get all your service requests and complaints and grievances responded through the system in real quick time. And of course, that works 24/7, given it is more a machine driven solution. But more on a B2B, for some of you who are distributors in mutual fund industry and otherwise, one of the larger use case we've been working is to be able to add a significant ease of use of NLP, the natural language processing, embedded into the large language model, so that your question gets answered in plain speak English instead of giving you a series of reports, which then further requires of you to infer and then take decisions. In terms of productivity, we are not currently deploying AI with a view to reduce the headcount as much as add value to our clients and to the investors. I'm sure the time will come, when we look to drive more productivity. That said, with a straight-through processing STP, as I had already called out, is the measure that we are largely using to reduce, the dependency on manpower. It is not necessarily as much to do with job creation as much as it's our ability to process millions of transactions in the time and the expectations that the investors have. As you all know, in the last 5 years alone, the volume of transactions have increased nearly 8 times. Today, on a given day, we process anywhere around 60 to 70 lakh transactions just for mutual funds. As you could imagine, without technology and straight through, we would not be able to do it to the expectations of the investor. With the amount of data we have and the investor-specific information, including the PII data, cybersecurity has been the right call out from one of the shareholders. Sir, would confirm to you that this organization is leaving no stone unturned in terms of implementing the best-in-class cybersecurities. We have been the first entity in the ecosystem to have outsourced into a tier 4 and a platinum grade data center, one of its kind in the world. We had our DR center with a different entity in Bangalore. I'm happy to inform you that we have moved that to Mumbai in the context of most of our clients and the regulator being here. And this data center too is tier 4 classified and platinum. That, in addition to that, of course, all the CISO function that we have and the software that we subscribe to ensures that the cybersecurity norms have been adhered to at all points in time. All the speak aside, what speaks for it is the data itself. Happy to inform you all that in the long years of this organization's existence, we never had a single data breach, and we'll continue to keep the track record. Questions around energy audit at branches. Happy to inform you again that every single year we have a formal third-party energy audit that gets conducted on every single one of our branches. We have expanded our footprint of the branches as well from 180 to near about 210. We continue to embrace, go local, hyper local. We will continue to expand our branches. As we do it, we will make sure that energy efficiency is part of it. I think one of the questions was all about wherever we have our own facilities, are we implementing solar? We do not have a physical premise in terms of on our balance sheet. That said, and that does not stop us from working with the owner of the building to implement solar. Again, happy to inform you that in the ESG component of it, the environment portion of it, KFin Tech's energy score is amongst the highest in the country at this point in time. Moving along, women employment percentage was sought as a percentage. Today your organization has about 31% of the total workforce as women employees. Even with the leadership cadre as well, there are 10 senior women leaders we have in our organization. It had been our endeavor to be inclusive, not just from a gender standpoint, but from all other aspects, including physical disabilities to sexual orientation to what have you. There was an ask about physical AGM. We all know that post-COVID, the trend had been largely to be digital, and many of the shareholders have also appreciated the efforts we have taken, both as the company in which you have invested, but also given our nature of work as a registrar, is to be able to provide virtual AGM solutions. Is to be able to provide that level of convenience for everyone to be where they are and attend the meeting. A physical AGM is something that we also would love to. In the world of digital, we also would like to meet as many shareholders as possible. In time to come, I'm certain we would look at that scenario and probably have a physical AGM as a composite, and it would be a hybrid, physical and digital happening simultaneously. A question on unclaimed dividends. In the mutual fund space. Just brief statistics, there is roughly about 800 odd crores of unclaimed dividends in mutual fund industry, even as there is about 3,000 crores roughly unlimited mutual fund units, or rather unclaimed mutual fund units, which needs to be traced. It had been the endeavor of all the three entities, regulator, the asset management companies, and the registrars, to identify the rightful owner of these, whether it's dividends and or the units, and to be able to make sure the monies goes back into their bank accounts. We have since then the asset management company from their standpoint have created separate schemes, mutual fund schemes for unclaimed, so that the money continues to accrue, even as we as the registrars are finding every ways and means to be able to track and trace these individuals. It should be noted that many of these investors obviously have come through physical route, probably 20 years back, 30 years, 40 years back, and their addresses and mobile numbers may not even be existent. So a deep tracing is an activity we have initiated. We have also on MF Central published all the unclaimed dividends for any of the investor who is intentful of going and understanding if at all they have anything lying there, along with that of KFin Tech website as well. So we continue to make all efforts, though we believe that a certain set of stakeholders may not be possible for us to be reached out to, and both the government as well as the entity KFin Tech, we are making all efforts to make sure that we trace those investors. There were questions about the dividend declaration and the trend, and if higher dividends are possible in the near future. As management, our endeavor had been to put this company on a very high growth trajectory, resulting in high reserves and surpluses, and our capital deployment plan, as I have already explained, is largely to technologically transform this company, which is where a fair amount of investments go. The second area where the investments of the organizations or the cash is going is towards mergers and acquisitions. And of course, we have initiated dividend declaration as the first time this year. We have a board approved dividend policy, which we will adhere to. Based on the company's performance, I'm confident that the quantum and the frequency of the dividends also would be commensurate to the progress of this organization in times to come. There were a few questions about the plan of the organization and probably more specifically in terms of the next 2 to 5 years, what are the focus areas? During my presentation, I had called out broadly the new growth areas for the organization. One of that is international. Second is all other alternate asset classes, whether it is AIF, PMS, pensions, and all precipitating towards in the form of a wealth management in some form and shape. 3, technology and data driven solutions and revenues associated with that. We believe that Indian mutual fund industry is poised for significant growth. We have seen the AUM nearly double in just a matter of 15 months. Every external research report points to our AUM crossing $1 trillion in the next 18 to 24 months and thereafter making new highs year after year. Being in an industry who is instrumental in managing near about 60% of all the mutual fund houses, we believe that our future is secure and we are confident of growing along with our clients. Our commercial model had always been to partner both the gain and the pain of our clients, which is the reason why we are always allowed to partake in growth momentum and growth spurts such as what we have seen thus far. And the assured solutions with the IPO market remaining rock solid and a financialization as a theme being driven, where many Indians no longer look at bullion and real estate and fixed deposits to be the only investment mechanics. And moving into financial markets obviously is going to augur very well for many a different company. Their ability to raise capital from the market is quite high, and hence you would see many more IPOs to come through in the years to come. And just as importantly, our transformational abilities to offer significantly new solution to the existing corporates as well. We are very confident we'll be able to transition several large corporates into KFin Tech's fold and into the family into the coming years. So broadly, the traditional businesses, which constitute near about 75% of the KFin Tech's revenue, we believe that they have the ability to grow around 18 to 20% based on what we have seen in the historical past and the trends that we see based on the budget and the economic surveys that we are seeing. The younger and the faster growing businesses, which is the international, the alternatives, the pensions and the tech. If you see in the last 24 months, we have seen an growth momentum upwards of 35%. Of course, starting from a small base, one would expect a percentage growth of such a nature is possible. We believe that we would be in a position to maintain that consistency. Sometimes the contracts in international arena tends to be protracted, and ergo timing could be a bit of a question, not definitely the opportunity that exists and our ability to convert that opportunity into real benefits for this organization. So we expect continued and enhanced traction in our younger, faster growing businesses, mature businesses too, growing in a pretty rapid growth, mid-late teens to early 20s if possible. And in terms of the margins, with continued focus on productivity, straight through automation, and putting tech first, we have moved a lot of our data onto cloud. We have embarked on a very important transformational project whereby we are re-platforming our core ERP to be able to serve not just the current 100 million investors, but the next 100 million investors as well in near time, even as the transactions, the data and the volumes are expected to grow at least 10 times in the same amount of period. So growth would come largely from almost all lines of businesses. We are not necessarily looking to enter any new business, and that also segues into a question about why did we exit account aggregator. We look at account aggregator as an underpinning data commodity layer, if I may, on top of which we can add significant value to a plethora of ecosystem players. That could be banks, that could be insurance companies, mutual fund companies, asset managers, distributors, so on and so forth. So we have partnered with nearly every account aggregator in the country today and are working as a technology solutions provider to many of the entities that I spoke about. In a situation such as that, we did not see the relevance and the necessity to be an account aggregator ourselves. And we felt that was a distraction. And from that standpoint, having identified the right partnership and the alliances that we have built with everybody else and the platforms that we have launched, we are confident that our strategy is in the right direction and shareholder wealth accretive. Case in point, we have launched a platform called Guardian, the first and the only platform in the country which is designed specifically to address the insider trading related issues and challenges. It is the first composite solution which has account aggregator integrated and embedded into the entire depository ecosystem. So as you could see, despite not necessarily being an account aggregator, we're able to create better solutions, and we believe that is the right strategy going forward in this line of business. Questions about growth expectations, I have already covered that. In the near term to medium term, right now we see only tailwinds at the moment. But of course, this is financial services. There will always be cyclicalities. And that is one of the reasons why we have diversified our business portfolio to not just to be entirely dependent only on Indian IPO markets or only on Indian mutual funds, but to be able to secularly grow all other businesses which may not have specific dependencies on the market. There were questions about mergers and acquisitions and the benefits to the shareholders. I have already called out. It had been the stated philosophy of this organization as mentored and blessed by the board to look at opportunities to grow through inorganic route as much as organically to grow a business. And our M&A strategy underlies a certain philosophy which requires us to look from the lens of, are we looking at companies to consolidate our business, which means acquiring companies in the similar line of business that will help us to drive depth and gravitas to a particular line of business. Second, to start a new geography altogether. And as I have already explained, we started our international expansion through an acquisition in one of the Southeast Asian countries. And in the map that I had presented, we continue to look at both buy versus, or rather buy and build strategies simultaneously to see how we can expand. So that is the international expansion. 3, enter into a line of business where we hitherto did not have any specific expertise. Good case in point could be Hexagram, which helped us to have and build a credible fund accounting and fund administration capabilities in a very limited period of time. Executing to the strategy and philosophy is a very key thing. We have been fortunate enough to have identified assets every single year in the previous 5 years. We have not just acquired, we have integrated them successfully, both culturally as well as technologically. And I'm happy to inform all the shareholders that all the acquisitions we made thus far have not just turned profitable, but they have also reached similar margin status as much of our mature businesses, if I may. And in time to come, we expect that to the momentum to grow further. There was a question about the trend of investments moving into mutual funds versus banks, so on and so forth, and what kind of an impetus did the budget that had just gone has been providing. I've called that out. So as the wealth of any individual increases, and not just in India, in any part of the world, you would move from being a net borrower of money to someone who's saving some money in a bank account. And one would very soon realize that the return that you are getting is not adequate to meet the inflationary requirements or the inflation in any country. And hence you would then gravitate towards investments into, and from an investment standpoint, mutual funds probably offer the best solution in terms of diversifying the risk and having been, exceedingly well supervised and regulated by our country's market regulator. So it is only natural and expected that there is more money moving into the mutual funds, and I expect this trend to continue. But this may not necessarily be at the cost of any other asset class not receiving its right share of money. We believe that the fixed deposits would grow in tandem in time to come for various other reasons. The RBI would intervene as well. We have already covered the questions on ESG, and there was one about, are we listed on any international platform? ESG is conducted by a third-party assessor who has a specific status, and they are licensed to conduct such assessments. As we all know, under the BRSR, top 500 companies listed in India stock exchanges are obligated to have an ESG assessment done, and consequently, we have been getting our assessment done for the past 2 years. In fact, even prior to being a listed entity, we were always very keen to follow the principles and the underlying themes behind ESG, and ergo voluntarily we had an ESG assessment done even before we got listed as well. So the report that you would have seen or you are seeing about the company's performance is by an independent third-party licensed assessor. So to that extent, all such results will be found in that particular assessor's website. Question about line of business, which one we expect to grow. I've already covered that broadly. Our mutual funds and issuer solutions business, the mature businesses. Usually such businesses don't tend to necessarily grow around late teens, but we are happy to, one, be in the line of business which is growing, and two, orchestrate that amount of growth by consistent market share expansion. Even as the other younger businesses, we hope to continue to expand at the growth percentages we've seen in the past few years, which is over 30+%. About demerger for wealth creation, thanks for that input, and we will definitely consider this. M&A strategy also considers not just the merger but also demerger aspects of it. But we all believe that we are still young as an organization, growing, and we will wait for a day when each of these businesses become materially large enough for us to look at our demerger as a solution for us to drive significant wealth creation, and that would happen as the organization would naturally expand into the coming years. Questions around capex spend for the year that had gone by and our budgeted spend. I've said that we have only really 3 uses of our capital: technologically to transform the company, M&As, and dividend payout. And our goal to transform technologically the organization, our efforts both in terms of hardware and creating platforms and solutions, which have a significant economic value into the coming years, is of paramount significance. The year that had gone by, we spent roughly about 8% of our total revenue on the capex items. Most of that went into data center driven hardware and associated software to drive cybersecurity, so on and so forth, and as well as a significant platform creations that have economic value into the future. The trend for the capex for the coming year, we would expect it to be in the similar range, about 8% of revenue. It must be noted that as our revenue is increasing, the same percentage on a higher revenue gives us a little bit more value to be able to invest in capex for the organization. And also, as we expand internationally and into other lines of businesses, it calls for a certain amount of investments into the office spaces as well as into the technological infrastructure which are required for us to support that particular country from local standpoint. There were questions about, again, the go-to-market strategy for international and what is the market size. Briefly, I had alluded during my presentation, the market size for fund administration globally is $30 billion. Today, the combined revenue of the registrars in India is hardly 2,000 crores. And you could see the amount of gap that exists between where the rest of the world's fund administration revenues are and how much where we are at this moment in time. So it is very, very large. Even a 1% gain of the total revenue of the global fund administration space is materially going to move the needle for this organization, and hence our intent to be focused in that space. And our go-to-market for international strategy, it's not just a strategy that we are creating, given that we have already done it for the past 5 years. We looked at every year a specific country, whether it was Malaysia, followed by Philippines, followed by Hong Kong, Singapore, and Thailand, and the other geographies that we are aiming to. I have already called that out. But that said, every country has a significant amount of clientele that we need to win. So just stepping into the country is only the beginning of our journey and not the end of the journey. So we have to maximize our efforts and the commitments we have made, and we will continue to do so in the coming years. There was a question about what is the new country we are starting in 2025. Still early days. As I said, in 2024, we started Thailand. Into the next year, we are looking at one another country in Southeast Asia, but more keenly looking at Europe to be the place. Without necessarily naming the country, because it's a lot of it depends upon the regulation and the licenses that we need to secure as well from country to country. About the employees pre and post listing. At the time of listing, KFin Tech has had a total headcount of roughly 5,300 employees. Today, we stand at about 6,000 employees. So we have provided net expansion of employees to the tune of 700 people. And a large part of this expansion has gone into technology, into new geographies where we have started, and into the new lines of businesses. Also happy to inform you that we have changed course in terms of our recruitment and engagement philosophy vis-a-vis employees. Today, we have partnered with universities across multiple cities. For example, in Bhubaneswar, we have a Center of Excellence for Data and Analytics. We are partnering with the local universities, creating fintech curriculum, training the students, and offering them employment in our own organization. And ergo, they are able to scale up really quick. And not just that, I think the breadth of the nature of the work that KFin Tech does probably offers some of the most unparalleled expertise and experience that any fresher would get in this country. And we are continuing, and had been a very successful model for us in Orissa. We have started now the same in Andhra Pradesh. We have already started in Gujarat as well, and hopefully very soon in Maharashtra too as well. So broadly, the headcount expansion is happening across the locations, across the country, and across the type of services that we render. Lastly, there was a question about women empowerment and employee benefit schemes. From an employee benefit standpoint, KFin Tech looks at a holistic compensation strategy in terms of cash, in terms of ESOPs, which provide the stock options and the wealth creation opportunities for the talented individuals who are partaking in the growth of the organization, as well as the investor wealth creation. In addition to that, our rewards and recognition also takes care of the softer aspects of it in terms of providing some really cutting edge technology, learning capabilities. Learning and development is a very important facet of our organization as well, where we continually invest both within the organization as well as partnering with other universities. As I've already called out, we also create a curriculum for the universities and train them as well as our employees along with that. And as a company that is growing not just in India but across the world, the employees also have the opportunity of learning not just other countries' fund administration business, but also have the ability to re-domicile themselves. For example, last year alone, we had 15 employees moving from India to work out of Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. So the opportunities to work in a global ecosystem also provide. So it's the compensation is beyond just the cash in bank, but a very holistic one that we look at. From a women empowerment standpoint, I've called out 31% of our total headcount. We have women employees. Many of you have attended several AGMs of the corporate India, and most of the moderators are women. Our leadership team also, has near about 10 women leaders that we have at this moment in time. We have a series of programs that are conducted within the organization. One such program is called Stree, for example, which provides the mentorship, for women to not just to get into managerial position, but also take up entrepreneurial positions within the organization with a view to groom the CEOs of the future, if I may. That covers broadly all the questions that have been asked. If there is any at all that hasn't been covered, my apologies, but we will make sure that Alpna would get back to you should you have any question in terms of that has been addressed at this point. Thank you.
Thank you, Srikanth, for covering almost all the questions very comprehensively. As Srikanth rightly mentioned, if there is any question which remains unanswered, I request the shareholders to please send an email to us at the investorrelations@kfintech.com. We'll ensure that the same is appropriately responded to. I'd like to thank all shareholders for attending this AGM today. We would like to conclude the proceedings of the AGM. As mentioned earlier, the e-voting facility is still available to shareholders for the next 15 minutes. Members who have not yet voted can proceed to vote. I authorize the company secretary to accept the scrutinizer's report on behalf of the company. The e-voting results, along with the scrutinizer's report, shall be disseminated to the stock exchange and also be placed on the website of the company and NSDL within prescribed timelines. Thank you once again. Stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.
you.